Hello, my name is Terry, and today I'll be sharing a Halloween themed card using the Witchcrafting stamp set. So let's get started. So here is a close-up look at the stamp set that I'll be using today. I love the witch, or the little witch here that's crafting in her little craft space. I just love Halloween, and this was just perfect for me. And this set does come with the coordinating dies, but I will not be using the coordinating dies in this video. Okay, so to start off my card, I am using the oval stencil set. And I love this stencil set because it has different sizes of ovals that you can use. You can use the negative or the positive pieces of the stencil. For today, I will be using the larger set of ovals, the negative as well as the positive piece. Okay, so with the oval stencil in place, I also placed the Witchcrafting stamp set on top of the oval stencil. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use black ink and stamp the stamp image onto the oval stencil. So what the oval stencil is doing is it's creating a mass around my stamp image. And I did have to stamp it a few times to get a good impression. Okay, and now that my image has been stamped onto the cardstock, it's time to remove the stencil. So after I remove the stencil, I'm going in with the positive piece of the stencil, and I am adhering it to the card panel. I first use pink tape, which is a low tack tape, to secure the stencil piece in place. But then I realized that my station here is magnetic, so I use my magnets to hold everything in place. Okay, so now is the fun part, and I love ink blending my card panels. So I'm going in with our blending buddies, and I love the blending buddies because it holds in my hands so nicely. And I'm using a very bright green ink, and I'm going around the edges of the stencil. The goal of this card design was to create a very glowing background, and I think this bright green color does the trick. So after the green, I went in with a darker green shade, and I'm just going in and blending the two inks together, making sure to go back and forth between colors. And the third ink color is a dark blue ink. So I made sure to use my blue blending buddy and use that to ink up the blue ink. So now for a little more drama to my card panel, I am going in with some gold paint and I'm splattering that throughout my card panel. I like dipping one paintbrush in the ink and then using another paintbrush to help guide the splatters on my card panel. And now is the next best thing is to remove the masking stencil. And look how clean this area is. I just love using the masking technique. So now to color in the image, I am going to use Copic markers. So I'm going to speed up the coloring process and play some music here. But if you're not into the coloring part, you can go ahead and forward it to the time that I note down below. But if you are going to stick around, I hope you enjoy, and I will see you guys in a little bit. so I am back. So now that all the coloring has been completed, I am going to create the sentiment. So for the sentiment, I'm going in with the sentiment from the Halloween sentiment die set. And I picked out the one that says trick or treat. And what I'm going to do is, since this is a 2-piece sentiment, I'm going to create the backing out of vellum. And for the alpha letters, I will be die cutting that out of glossy black paper. So before adhering the letters to the shadow piece, I wanted to layer up the letters to give it dimension. So I went ahead and cut trick or treat out of white cardstock, and I layered that underneath the glossy black alpha letters using liquid adhesive. And I really love my pickup stick tool here because it's perfect for using these tiny alpha letters. It picks it up so easily and place it on top of each letter while I'm layering it up with glue. I really love the dimension on added layers on sentiment dies. I mean, look at that, it just pops. I just love the font on the sentiment as well. Okay, so before adhering everything down together, I wanted to go ahead and trim down my card panel. So I trimmed it down to 4 inches by 5¼ inches, and I'm using my paper trimmer here. And off screen, I also trimmed down a matted black rectangle cardstock slightly larger than my card panel. And now using liquid adhesive, I'm just adhering the two together. Okay, so now it's time to adhere the sentiment down. So since the sentiment has vellum on it, you can't really put glue on the back of that, otherwise it's going to show through. So what I like to do is I like to use my Xyron sticker maker here, and I just slide the sentiment through the Xyron machine or device, I should say, and I'm using my bone folder to rub that against the sticky piece. And when I remove the backing off of the adhesive sheet, it becomes tacky and sticky like a sticker. And also the adhesive on this is clear, so you won't see that coming through the vellum. I love using this when I'm using vellum on intricate dies. So now just going in, I place the sentiment on the bottom portion of my card panel. And a little final touches, I add white details throughout the card panel using my white gel pen. And for a little more texture on the card panel, I added some embellishment. This one is the black-eyed beads, and I added a few here and there. Okay, so now to finish it off, I adhere the card panel to a top folding card base in white. And that's it. I hope you enjoy this tutorial, and please don't forget to thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. If you hit the subscribe button, you'll get notified for any upcoming videos. Okay, until next time, I hope you have a great day. Bye-bye.